ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very, very first Aquila Boxing Promotions press conference right here at the gallery at this very, very fancy venue in the heart of Johannesburg. I think boxing is back and it deserves a big round of applause. So Aquila Boxing Promotions is presenting the Storm, ladies and gentlemen, proudly presented and in partnership with World Sports Betting, bet with the best, in association with and sponsored by Tickless Wealth, JCP Steel Roofing, and Gaba Armored Personal Specialists. The inaugural Aquila Boxing Promotions event will be broadcast on the 15th of this month at 7 p.m. of course, broadcast by Supersport, the World of Champions on Channel 209, where we'll be experiencing a stacked 8-fight card. Obviously very, very, very thrilling and sanctioned by Boxing South Africa, with the main attraction of the tournament, a 10-round international lightweight bout between South Africa's #1 lightweight boxer, Kaine Fourie, and Zambia's top-ranked lightweight boxer, Simon the Hitman Ngoma. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to say I'm your host for today, but also the ring announcer on the night, so I'll be announcing the champions. You'll see me once again. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get some of those very important people that made this boxing promotion happen. Let's get Mr. Kevin Larina, heavyweight champion. Please give him a big round of applause. Now, of course, Kevin is not just a heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, he is Bridgerweight champion. Thanks, champ, for correcting me. Of course, he is also one of the ambassadors for World Sports Betting, as well as Aquila Boxing Promotions. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us. Now, we might be expecting Thoks Ramahole, who is the Gauteng Provincial Boxing Commissioner. Anytime, once he does show up, we'll ask him to join us on stage. Let's now also introduce, ladies and gentlemen, a lady that's no stranger to boxing, the first lady of boxing. That's her title, Carol Shabalala. Says Carol, come on over here. He's a bit closer, right here at the center. Says Carol, how are you doing?
Really good, thank you.
It's an honor having you on stage.
Such an honor to be here.
Yes, in fact, let's get you a mic as well.
I was like, maybe I don't even need a mic, I'm quite loud. It's an honor to be here, really, really excited. Yeah.
Before we carry on, I'm going to ask you a few questions actually, but let's introduce a few more dignitaries over here on stage. Let's see. All right, so Mr. Yerim, all the way from World Sports Betting. Now he handles VIP. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Yerim. Alright, before we bring the boxers on the stage, we're going to ask a few questions to our ambassador and of course our first lady and our representative from World Sports Betting. Let's start with Bob. Bob, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. I know it's impromptu.
Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. And just say a couple of words on behalf of World Sports Betting, on behalf of Warren Tanos, the CEO of World Sports Betting, all of the management and staff who have been actively involved in boxing for many years, and we're very proud to be associated with Kevin's first fight this Saturday the 15th with his brand Aquila. We've known Kevin for many years. In fact, I go back donkey's years with Kevin. I remember his very first fight, and I think the only fights I've ever missed was when he was in London and Saudi Arabia. But yeah, we're very, very proud, WSB, to be associated with the brand, and we look forward to big things going forward.
Yes, indeed, it's an absolute honor having you on board as well. Champ has just announced his next fight. Will you be there as well to watch it?
On the 1st of May?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been going through some of the logistics this morning before you guys arrived.
Oh, certainly. Well done to you. Champ, finally the day is here. We've had a couple of meetings, myself and you, and I'm quite sure that you've had a lot of sleepless nights leading up to this day by itself. And this is just a press conference. We're not even at the weigh-ins yet, not even on fight night yet, but very exciting. There's an air of excitement in the crowd, and you can see it as well with the attendance. I'll tell you this, I'm involved with a couple of sporting codes, and this is quite a show out for the very first conference. So let's give yourselves a big round of applause as the boxing community. Champ, you signed a couple of big deals recently. One of them, of course, for Aquila Boxing Promotions, your sponsors as well as your partners. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, firstly, before I continue with that, I just want to thank everybody for the turnout. It's truly humbling, and this is what we set out to do. Innovative, dynamic, young and creative, and that's what we're doing here at Aquila Boxing Promotions. We're just another horse in the race. We've got good promoters in South Africa. You got the likes of Golden Gloves, Boxing 5, other promotions, and we're just another horse in the race to provide a platform for fighters to fight. And that's essentially, as a brand ambassador, what I set out to do. And it wouldn't be possible without our anchor sponsors and associate sponsors. So a massive shout out to World Sports Betting, our broadcaster, the World of Champions Supersport, Tigris Wealth, JCP Steel Roofing, and Gabba Armored Security Specialists. They've done a hell of a lot in order to make this event possible. And I'm truly humbled. This turnout says to me one thing: boxing is very much alive. We just need to nurse it in the right direction. And that's what my goal is.
I think we can definitely see a difference in boxing, in the atmosphere. A big change since you joined. You recently had a huge press conference, in fact, with the Minister of Sports, Gaten McKenzie, and he had very good things to say about you personally, but as well as the boxing promotions. Tell us how many events you've signed for, and how special is it for you that you're putting other boxers on such a big platform?
Well, essentially, we have we're not here to shoot the lights out. We got 4 events a year. Obviously, I'm still mainstream, focusing on Kevin Lerena.
I think that deserves a big round of applause. That's 4 big benchmark events.
I'm obviously still very much focused on, not to be selfish, but I'm still a fighter and need to be preparing and focusing on that wholeheartedly. And obviously, I've got a task ahead of me. I've got a job to do on the 1st of May under Legacy Promotions, which is another new promotion, another horse in the race. So that just shows how the sport will grow once people amalgamate and I wouldn't say co-promote, but venture through this journey together. That's the only way to make the sport bigger and better, is when people work together. If 2 opposing forces come together, you get a massive event, and that's just the bottom line. Just humbled to be here. I want to say I'm shocked at the attendance, because I know that it's been marketed well and people want to see a difference in boxing. But one thing I can say is we're here to give fighters a platform. That's what I started this for. That's why I said I'll put my hand up as an ambassador. I stand for more productivity. So the biggest killer in boxing is inactivity. You can ask any fighter. I've been facing inactivity myself. I last fought in March, on the 8th of March 2024. So I've been a year out the ring. I'm now going into a world title fight on the 1st of May. Inactivity is a killer. And if we can provide a platform for up-and-coming fighters, guys like Kaine, Fourie, guys like ladies like Bernice Ferreira and Bokiwe Nonina, to showcase their talent, Boyd Allen, to name a few, we're doing something right. Because at the end of the day, create a platform. Who's the winner? Boxers get to fight. Boxers stay active, they get paid. In return, trainers and managers get paid. Right. In return, the custodian, Boxing South Africa, gets paid. Who wins? Boxing as a whole. And that's the goal.
Answered like a true champ. Let's roll over to the First Lady of Boxing, Sis Carol Chabalala. Welcome, thank you once again for joining us. Very exciting. You've been with the sport for so long. Obviously, you're involved with many sporting codes, but I think boxing is a very dear home to you. How do you feel about this professional sporting outfit that we call Aquila Boxing Promotions?
Oh, unbelievable stuff. Yes, so what a lot of people don't know is that my first love was actually boxing. You know, I used to watch the fights growing up as a young girl with my father, who's a major boxing fan, and has been to so many fights over the years. So that is my first love. But it's been overshadowed through the years by other bigger sporting codes like your footballs. And that's why I get involved so much in football. But what I'm really excited about is that the heydays, the glory days of boxing are definitely coming back. And you're starting to see that enthusiasm coming back. We're having world champions as well. We had the boxing convention for the first time after more than a decade. We finally had a boxing convention, and it was spearheaded by the Minister of Sport, who also is he loves sport, boxing in particular. He loves the sweet science. And the stuff that was said there, what was mentioned is that we need more platforms like this, to give the fighters an opportunity to get, their chance out there in the ring and to remain active and to finally get their shots at world titles. So when you have a player like this coming on board, really exciting, and you can just tell by the amount of people that are here. I was surprised as well. I know that there's been such a buzz about this and there's been such a lengthy build-up to see what is going to happen come Saturday. And another reason is the fact that the focus of Aquila Boxing Promotions, which is amazing and really refreshing, is that they're looking at development, grassroots, looking at those fighters who've been inactive, some of them for over a year. So they say, let's start at the bottom. Let's give those fighters an opportunity out there to showcase their skills. But even though their focus is on those grassroots and development, it's at a world-class level and standard. I mean, you just look at a press conference like this. You look at the partners that have come on board. You look at the fact that it's going to be on your World of Champions, ring announcer like yourself as well, looking good, looking the part, sounding really great, and being backed by a champion like this one, who is known all across the globe. They're here, they mean business. Yes, we're going to promote some of those fighters that we haven't seen in such a long time, but guess what? That's where it starts. We're going all the way to the top. So this is really, really exciting, and it's just so invigorating for boxing in the country.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. First Lady of Boxing. You can hear why she's the First Lady of Boxing. Very, very passionate, involved. Champ, Carol did allude to having such big sponsors, and obviously you've talked about the money and all the money trickling down all the way down to the ground. To the beginning boxers, to development boxing. How much? I don't want to say call numbers, but how has the financial injection recently into boxing been for you?
Well, obviously, from Aquila Boxing Promotions' point of view, we are backed by the private sector. We haven't had the opportunity to reach out to government and to ask for money, so everything has been made possible by World Sports Betting, Tigris Wealth, Gabba, JCB Steel Roofing. They've come together for my first event, my inaugural event, in order to make this event happen. Now, one thing I can tell you, I fight from the corner. So I see it from 2 points of view. Always the business side and from the corner side. And both need to be happy. And how do you make both happy? Is the happy medium. So we've got to put on world-class events in order to be recognized and taken seriously. But one thing we also have to do is work together with other management companies, other promoters, which you can see here. There's fighters fighting on our card who are managed by other managing companies that we don't normally work with. But I reached out to them because we need them. We need these people to make boxing great. We need to reach out to other promoters to lean on to make boxing great. So when you ask numbers, I can't give you exact numbers, but one thing I can tell you, to put on a show like this, development level, it's not really development level because our standards are up here, but one thing I can say, non-SA titles, non-world titles, it's a hell of an expense, and it wouldn't be possible without our blue chip sponsors. So I'm forever grateful, and also to the media, all the media that are here, Supersport, Bongani Magasela, Clinton from Supersport, everybody that's here, the photographers, they are the reason why Aquila Boxing Promotions is being heard. So shout out to them too. So thank you to our media partners and all media who are covering this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Champ. I think, Champ, all that you said just speaks to the credibility and of the character that you are as well. Guys willing to jump on because they know there's a success. The success is coming on. So well done to you, Champ, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the fighters, I just want to say we want to drive the online presence of Aquila Boxing Promotions as well. So please do take pictures, take your videos. If you do upload them on your social media pages, just make sure that you tag Aquila Boxing Promotions as well as the hashtag. Just use the same one, Aquila Boxing Promotions. Let's get those numbers up. It's very exciting for boxing. 1 of 4, right? So let's get that one out of the way. Once again, on the 15th is when it's going to be happening. Again, at 7 p.m. It's going to be happening on channel 209 on Supersport, World of Champions. All right, let's get our dignitaries off stage. Thank you so much. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, Champ, you're going to stay on stage with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the moment we've all been waiting for, it's time to introduce the boxers. All right, so the first of 8 thrilling bouts, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome very first fight. A featherweight 4-round bout between Luke Hendricks and Prashant Dubey.
Stop that. Stop that.
For your corner man. Alright, so we have just the both boxers on stage. But if you have your teams with you, boxers, if you have your teams with you, please do join your boxers on stage. There's one more seat. So cornerman or coach camp, please join us. Right, gentlemen. Luke, let's start with you. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. You are no stranger to this venue. Actually, I think you have boxed here before. Is that correct?
Unfortunately not.
Not? This is the first time. I seem to think that you boxed here before on another high-level promotion, but you are here with Aquila Boxing Promotions now. How does it feel to be signed on such a big card with such great talent looking at the card at the moment?
Firstly, just grateful. Grateful for the opportunity that Kevin and all the guys here behind us have given towards us. Just happy to be in the ring again, do what we do best, and just give the fans what they're looking for.
You're getting ready for a 4-rounder. How does it feel? How's preparation been for you?
Preparation great. I've got myself, the Muslim Madman, our team at Apex, all our sponsors. Training's been good. Just looking forward to the event, to be honest with you.
All right, there you go. In case you guys didn't hear, he's got in his corner the Muslim madman in there. And, hopefully that translates into the ring. Good luck to you, champ. Mr. Prashant Dubey, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Aquila Boxing Promotions. You are going to be one of two of the very first fighting on the promotions. You're making history. I hope you understand that, and I hope you appreciate it, and hopefully it will come through in your performances with against Luke on the night. How do you feel about the fight, and how's preparations been?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank the promotion Aquila Boxing for such a great opportunity to be part of this event. And the training camp has been going very well. I'm ready. I hope my guy is ready too.
I beg your pardon. I want you to say that again one more time. You said something about a prediction about something about round 2.
If possible.
All right. So Mr. Dubey says he wants to put Luke away in round 2. Luke, how do you feel about that?
Good luck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. All right, gents, you may leave the stage. A photo, all right, let's get a photo up. Let's huddle up with the champion.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's 4 rounds for featherweight division. Luke Hendricks versus Prashant Dubey. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, a very thrilling female junior lightweight bout, 6 rounds. Please welcome Bukiwe Anaconda Nonina versus Bernice Ferreira.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
All right, Klox is here. One of our honorary guests, Mr. Klox Ramahole. Please do join us on stage.
You made it.
Boss, you're late. That's the only time I get to tell my boss is late, you know. So I must take advantage of it now so that she doesn't say you're fired. All right, so obviously the man is very, very busy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Boxing South Africa's Gauteng commissioner and manager, with everybody that we report to, and of course, man has had sleepless nights leading up to this. Ndadem Ramahole, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. We did do a little bit of introduction earlier on, but now you are here, and we will ask a few questions a bit later on once we finish introducing the fighters. For now, let's focus on the fighters. Ms. Bernice Ferreira, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. How are you feeling about your fight?
First of all, thank you for having me, for giving me this big opportunity. It's going to be the biggest stage that I've been on so far, with the most experienced opponent so far, so it's a good test for me, and I'm excited to test my skills. And I feel strong, man. I've had a really tough camp, a great team behind me. I'm confident, I'm ready.
Moving on to Anaconda. Anaconda, welcome. Good to see you once again. You're flanked over there by champion. I see you got a very, very confident corner over there. Welcome to you as well, champ. Nomeva, thank you so much for joining us. All right, so you are getting ready, champ, for a 6-round bout against Bernice. How has preparation been for your fight?
Greeting to everyone that came here, and thank you so much for being here and support us. That means a lot. To Kevin Leran, thank you so much, sir, for mentioning my name in BSA's meeting. I will also thank BSA because he called my name in the meeting saying, Nonina, I want you next to my event to bring you back, because it was over a year not fighting. My last fight was 2023. So it's been a good opportunity for me to be part of this event. In 2 days though, after Kevin called, Nomeva also called, was like, Mdazekaya, if you don't mind, you can use my gym and then we can work together. So I think I don't think I'm very blessed right now to have 2 people to put me back mentally and then physically at the same time. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling amazing. I'm ready for the tournament. I've been visiting other gym for sparring and everything, and everyone was opening the arms to help me out. So it's amazing how boxing is changing in South Africa. I'm glad that it's happening. Thank you.
It's good to have you back, Anaconda. Let's give a big round of applause. A lot has changed since you were last in the ring. The family's gone bigger, so many, the stakes are higher. And of course, preparation looks like it's been going well for you. If I could just speak to Nomeva over there and maybe ask how he sees your preparation going, and maybe if I could be a little cheeky and ask him how he sees the prediction for the night, for the fight.
Thank you for the opportunity also. Straight to the question, I believe, but I know it's going to be a good fight. PK is an experienced fighter, and that's not going to change. And we obviously know who Bernice, she's going to come, but PK is going to win, obviously. I'm here, so and I know the reason why I called BK is because I've been watching her, seeing her fight, and I was like, there's something that I think I can add into what Nonina is doing, and I'm doing that now. So I believe that the BK that is going to be fighting on the night, everyone's going to respect, and especially Bernice. So it's gonna be a fight. It can go short, it can go distance, but we are winning it regardless.
All right, Bernice, I see you nodding your head. Not in agreement, but just saying you're gonna see, almost like you're saying you're gonna see. What do you have to say to that?
I've said before, I don't talk a lot, and I'm not arrogant, but I'll use the famous words of Mr. Gayton McKenzie. Ladies
and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause. 6 rounds for the female junior lightweight bout. Anaconda Nonina versus Bernice Pereira. Thank you so much, captain and fighters. Let's face off, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Good luck for the fights on the 15th. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce the next fighters for a 6-round junior featherweight bout between Ayabonga Sonjita versus Tato Bonokane.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. stop that. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man so tough, but mans keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch man, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees, I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out.
Welcome corners and fighters, thank you so much for joining us. I don't usually do this, but I'm gonna start with Mr. Smith. Welcome sir, thank you so much for joining us. You are no stranger to the boxing world. Anyone who is a fan of the sport knows you, knows your name. You have made a few moves, especially with Kevin, but you're here now in Ayabonga's corner. How has preparation been for this fight?
Greetings, afternoon everyone. Just hearty congratulations to Kevin Arena, Aquila Promotions, all the fans and everyone being here, the media. Just to get to the question, as we said before, JJ has been out the ring for 2 years, and lo and behold, for whatever reason, people look at management and say, what's the problem? But JJ is obviously a danger to everyone and a threat, so no one's just going to step up, like to fight JJ. So as soon as I spoke to Kevin, he said, who you got? I said, JJ. So I think a big shout out to Aquila. This kid, an Olympian, danger dog. I've seen him, I believe in JJ. He hasn't moaned, stuck to his course, stayed in the gym, and you know what? This is a great opportunity, a great comeback, and a coming out for Aquila Promotions and for JJ's comeback. This was a long fight. When they said the names, I said, Showtime. I think it's a good fight. I think you've been around the block. JJ and you are going your separate ways, but I think we've all matured enough to say, let's get it on. Let's see where the two boys are going. Let's see who's still got the goods. And JJ Sanjika is a force to be reckoned with. We'll see.
And a danger dog indeed. JJ, let's talk to you right now. How are you feeling about the fight? I'm going to go straight to the question. Give us your fight prediction.
It's always a win from my side. It's gonna be a win. Trust me. Trust me. And come again?
Say yes sir, yes sir.
Yes sir, definitely. Yes sir. It's been a while. It's been 2 years, but I promise you one thing. It's gonna be a victory on my side. Come 15 March, Saturday, I will deliver.
Let's go, boy. Let's go, champ. One more question. Obviously, your coach has talked about your inactivity, so has Champ as well. It's a big thing for boxers in the ring. Do you feel that that's going to be a factor? Is it going to affect you on the night, or do you think there's something that you've overcome already with the preparations?
Like you said, I stayed inside the gym all the time. I was there preparing for this fight, so it's nothing special. I'm ready for him. He's been talking a lot on the media. So I'm just waiting. I've been waiting for him to deliver what he has said. I hope he will come up and show everyone that he's got the bigger balls.
Let's go. There's a sport proving. Alright. It's actually funny because you're being applauded by him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's pass the mic to Mr. Tato. Captain Charisma Bonogwane. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us. Captain Charisma, thank you so much. Your name says it all. We're expecting fireworks, we're expecting great entertainment. You even gave him a round of applause as to what he was saying. Go ahead and just tell us your sentiments on what he was saying to you.
First of all, Mr. Larina, thank you so much, man, for the, excuse me, my voice there. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and congratulations on the inaugural tournament for your Aquila boxing promotion and all the people before us here. Yeah, well, I just heard what my opponent just said here, JJ. Yeah, well, you know what, in life, you can say all that you want. You can do what you want, but then at the end of the day, life has its own way of doing its own things, that's the truth that we all know. But yeah, man, I've been boxing for quite some time, I've been around, I've been in a roller coaster, up, down, so yeah, there's basically not a lot that I can say I've never experienced or seen in boxing, so yeah, I've been in the gym, I've been preparing, although there was a time where I felt that do I still want to box, you know? And then, but then there's always that little voice inside of you that says, no man, you still have that, you know? But then now the voice is there, now I just have to put it in action, you know? And show that indeed I do have balls, whether they small or big, but I do have balls, you know? So the thing is, I just hope that both me and JJ are gonna give like our fans their money's worth, you know, because this is it, man. This is a big shot. So I'll leave everything to the ring. I'll leave everything to the fight. No more talking, like he says. You know. So yeah, thank you.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let's face off. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, for a 6th round junior featherweight bout between Ayamonga JJ Sonjita. Captain Charisma Bonokwane. Thank you, gentlemen, and good luck.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, not so tough, but
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Tando Mali isn't here at the moment. If he does walk in while we're going through it, he's more than welcome to join us on stage. In the meantime, welcome, gentlemen. SD, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. The Hitman, welcome, sir. Also no stranger to the boxing world. Always good to have you here. Trainer of champions, winner yourself. So it's quite an honor to have you on stage. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the guys training the actual boxers, you know, are the unsung heroes, and this is one of those men right here. If you look at his resume, there's so many champions that he has coached on their way to success. So thank you so much for joining us as well. And now you have another young, prolific boxer in front of you, who not just going through his division, but he's got like around him. There's this aura around this dude over here. Obviously, he's got some champion friends, some very, very close world champion friends. What do you expect from him on the night? Look, you know, obviously there's high expectations, but you personally, what do you expect from him? Do you feel like it's gonna go the whole round, or do you really want him to go there and pulverize his opponent?
Firstly, thanks a lot for everyone for coming out. Big shout out to Kevin Lorena and the whole of Aquila Promotions for putting this together, and to my business partner Colin Nathan from No Doubt Management, and the media and everyone coming to Estia. He's had a great camp. First part of the camp he did at the Wildcard German LA, got back 2-3 weeks ago, finished the camp here. And yeah, all I can say is don't blink, because it might be over real quick.
Ezzy, question for you real quick. How are you feeling, champ?
I'm feeling absolutely amazing. Once I got back and shook the jet lag, ever since then everything's been absolutely phenomenal.
Kevin, okay, that was quick, sweet and short. Kevin, this time I want to ask you a little bit, because now we've got a little bit of time. Mali's not here. How do you feel about SD's growth so far, and what was the motivation behind signing him for the very first Aquila Boxing Promotions?
Look, I mean, it's no secret. He's got power in both hands. You know, he's 2-0, 2 KOs. Seen some of his knockouts that have been devastating, and essentially the boxing fans want to see that. So when we put the card together, it was only fitting. I said to Shannon, who do you have? Who would you like to put on? And obviously Shannon conversed with Colin into who they manage and who they have, and SD was one of them, and I said we'd love to have SD on. Number one, he's exciting. Number two, I've always liked him. I met him the first time at an ESPN boxing event here, and I thought he was really a humble, nice guy. And after seeing what he did in his first 2 pro fights, it's excitement. That's what people want to see, so it's only fitting to give the man an opportunity. Obviously Tando Mali is not here. Abis, did he sign the contract? Well, hopefully he rocks up on Fight Night. You know, obviously wanted to give all fighters an opportunity to be here to voice their opinions, but SD said he's ready. I'm sure Tando Mali is ready, and just happy to have him on the card. He's been easy to work with. You know, he's supportive of our event. He's got supporters here, so kudos to all of you for coming, and we thank you for coming out. And there's a reason why we put SD Papers on the show, and that's no secret, because SD Papers is entertaining and pure entertainment, so thank you.
SD, a lot said about you, a lot of positive things said about you, and of course, I think your cornerman and your coach are going to want for you to go out and then show what you really have. How much pressure do you feel you have on yourself to really go there and show out and produce what is expected of you?
Well, obviously everybody that ever steps in there feels a little bit of pressure, or a lot of pressure, but as you know, pressure makes diamonds. So being at this stage, I feel it's the better the platform for me to showcase the type of work that I've put in and the type of fight I want to grow in. So I'm very grateful for a massive platform like this. At the end of the day, I believe that hard work shows, and every morning that I stand up, I feel to get the most out of the day, and I feel like come fight night I would show. So yeah.
Champ, I wanna pick your mind a little bit. What's your strategy for a 4-rounder?
It is swing as hard as I can. And aim for there.
Thank you so much, champ. You're an absolute sport. Alright, so we don't have an opponent for you to face off against, but you can just stand right there and give us your best sexy pose. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there we go for a 4-rounder in the middleweight division, SD Paper. Ladies and gentlemen, up next is a catchweight bout, 6 rounds between Sibusiso Zingange and Talent Baloi. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. Talent, I'm going to go straight to you. How does it feel to be back on such a stacked fight card?
Firstly, I would say I'm super excited to be fighting against someone who's been in the game. So now I have a feeling that it's my time to take over. I would like to thank Mr. Kevin Arena for the opportunity. I feel so grateful for being in the ring in the beginning of the year. I really appreciate it. That's what I can say, but my opponent must expect the war.
Expect a war indeed, he says. Alright, so what has your preparations been for that war? There's a storm brewing, you're about to go through a storm. What's your preparations been like?
I've just trusted my guts. Like, I had a feeling in December that I would fight in the beginning of the year, and then there was no Christmas for me, so I've been training since December.
Nice, very well done. And then let's give him a big round of applause. Quickly, champ, give us a prediction.
Win.
What round?
Win.
Win, alright, a win is a win. Alright, alright, let's speak to Sibusiso Zingange in his corner over there. Mr. Zingange, welcome, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you back on the world stage again. This time backed by World Sports Betting, backed by Aquila Boxing Promotions. How do you feel to be on this very, very exciting, thrilling star card? You're one of the most experienced fighters on the card, so to speak. I'd say one of the seniors. How do you feel about being amongst such great talent?
First and foremost, thank you guys for coming out, and to the promotion, everyone. I feel good first and foremost, and I don't want to disappoint or take too long, but what the champion said is gonna win, he's lying. He's lucky that they dropped the rounds. I wanted to punish him actually, So 6 rounds is a bit low, but I'm not complaining, Mr. Promoter. But I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to after winning this fight, to get more bigger fights in under promotion. And yeah, looking forward for the fight come 15.
Thank you. There certainly is an air of gratitude with all the boxers around here. You mentioned that it's a 6-rounder. Obviously, you've gone beyond 6 rounds. You've gone beyond 10 and 8 as well. What's your strategy preparing for a 6-rounder against a man like this?
I'm not taking anything away from the champ. Nah, I don't underestimate anyone, but I'm gonna play my A game. Yeah, most definitely I'm gonna win the fight, irrespective full 6 rounds or a stoppage. But stoppage is gonna be there. I'm gonna stop him. Champ, I'm gonna stop him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's cut it right there. Let's have a face-off. Good luck, gentlemen. Looking forward to your catch-away bout. 6th round between Sibusiso Zengange and Talent Valoi. Creed Moyo versus Kagiso Obuase. Colin, if you're here, please join us on stage as well. Colin Nathan. Welcome, Colin. Nomaganjani, thank you so much for joining us. Are you on this side? Okay, do you want us to bring another chair here? Nomaganjani. Anything will make it happen for you. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we have another very experienced and well-known face in the sport of boxing. Thank you so much for joining us, Colin. It's an absolute honor having you here on stage. All right, so we don't have Kagiso's not here, yes? All right, so Kaiso might still be on the way. If he is here while we're busy, he's more than welcome to join us on stage. Creed! We've got Creed in the house. Creed, you're quite a sensation. Lots of expectations from you. I heard some of the ladies shouting, you know, you seem to be a fan favorite for the ladies. Let's get straight to it. Give me your fight prediction, and how do you feel, first of all? How do you feel about your preparations for this fight? And your opponent is not here, but I'm going to ask you still. Give me a fight prediction.
I'm going to go straight to the question. All protocols are observed. It's going to be a win. It's going to be a win. Honestly, you guys know when I fight, I get active, so it's going to be a win.
Have you done any homework on him yourself in your camp?
No, we didn't do any homework, but I mean, you obviously deal with what is in front of you, so you just deal with what is in front of you. You can do whatever research you can do, and then the person comes out different. Now you're gonna have to figure it out, And alphabet has got 26 words. If plan A doesn't work, B, C, D up to Z is gonna work. So we just work on everything.
Colin, I'm gonna jump straight over to you. He seems to be a fighter that has a very, very strong mental state right now. What does his preparation mean? Not just with the boxing, but also mentally.
Very strong kid, very good looking, very charismatic, hits incredibly hard, 7-0, 6 knockouts. And no doubt fighters are an extension of Boxing 5. Larry Weinstein couldn't make it here this afternoon, he apologizes. So it's just great to be working in collaboration with Kevin. I think this is a fantastic turnout. It's great for South African boxing. Promoters, managers can work together and make it a better sport, make it great to what it was. Creed Moyo is one of those guys you just have to keep your eye on because he can take you out with one shot. Exactly like Kaine Fourie did Can. So just very excited about being in the ball. I think Creed's stepping up against a kid who's unbeaten from Botswana, who's going to bring his A game. We're ready for that. We're ready for the step up.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, let's cut it right there. Creed, you're more than welcome to take the stage and give us a pose as well, as your opponent isn't here. Or would you like to answer a few more questions, Creed? Anything, the one last thing you'd like to say?
Yeah, obviously, I just want to thank everyone who just pulled through. This means there's something big coming in boxing, especially ADP boxing promotions. This normally happens to promotions that have been there for the longest time. The fact that this is the first show and people just showing up like this, it gives like that positivity in the sport of boxing. This is what we need as athletes, as entertainers. We need something like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Creed Moyo! Good luck to you. between the very sensational Boyd Allen versus Dennis Fourie.
Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, camps and coaches as well. Man, it's very, very exciting to have Dennis Fourie back. Welcome, champ. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Man, how has preparation been?
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Kevin Arena for giving me opportunity. I think it's the first fight of their promotion. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Yeah, going back to my preparation, I'm ready. I'm just waiting for Saturday night, and I'm ready to go and to show what I've made for.
Any predictions for the night, champ?
A win, of course. Every fighter you ask a question now is gonna tell us win. But are you ready for that to take that win? So yeah, I'm ready to take a win. Everybody will tell you that now.
All right, the man's game face is on. Let's shoot on over to Boyd Allen. Boyd, last time we saw you was, for me personally, was in the EFC Hex. This time you're going to be in the boxing ring under Aquila Boxing Promotions. Those of you who don't know, this is one of our few hybrid boxers in the country, hybrid martial artists actually in the country. Man is fluent between MMA and boxing, so it's an absolute honor to have you here. Any young boxers and any young MMA artists looking at this man would definitely have a bright future if you're looking to emulate what he's done throughout his career. Mr. Boyd Allen, how has preparation been for this 8-rounder?
Thanks so much for the kind words. Prep's been good. It's been a tough camp, as camp should be. I've had great sparring partners with good experienced coaches around, keeping a good eye on me. I think we're super ready and super excited for the fight nights, and what an awesome promotion to be fighting on in front of all these awesome people. I think that the names behind ABP are good people, and I think that's what we want to get behind, and I think that's why all of these people are here today. So we're there to put on a show. Dennis is an experienced opponent, all respect to him and to his coach. I've known him for a long time, and we're looking to put on a show for everyone.
There you go. With regards to preparations, yes, you can hand it over to your corner. With regards to preparations, how have preparations been with the gentleman over there? Do you think things will work out on the night for you?
I think things will definitely work out on the night. Preparations have gone well. We've done extensive research, a lot of film study, a lot of looking at what he does in the past, a lot of analysis, and we've tried to implement it in his sparring. Yeah, he can bring whatever he thinks he can, and we'll be ready for it.
I see Dennis's coach is laughing over the coach. Is there something you want to say in reply to that?
First of all, thank you very much, Kevin, for the opportunity. Yeah, before I get into that, just a quick thanks to everybody, because the energy here today is incredible. So a round of applause to everybody for that. Yeah, listen, bring whatever we are. We have been preparing. Dennis has worked exceptionally hard. We've gone back to the minutes that started professional boxing, and you're going to see that on Saturday night. Don't take anything away from Boyd. Boyd is an incredible fighter. He's a clever fighter, but so is Dennis. So win or lose for either fighter, it's going to be a great fight, especially for the fans. So you're not going to want to miss this. So if you haven't got a ticket, because apparently it's sold out, make sure you watch on TV, because you want to see this fight.
It indeed is a fully sold out event. I think APB deserves a big round of applause for that as well. Not one chair left, Kevin. The menace is back. Sir, let's have a face-off real quick before we introduce the main event of the evening. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, co-main event of the evening. 8 rounds for the junior middleweight in the junior middleweight division. Boyd Allen versus Dennis Marley. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce the fighters for the main event of the evening. A 10-round international lightweight bout. Kaine Fourie versus Simon Goma. Alright, so let's have Colin once again. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Mr. Goma isn't here. But we do have Kaine in the house. Kaine, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. You are the main event of the evening. Kaine, lots of expectations from you. How has preparations been for the night?
First of all, thank you for having me. And before I go to your question, I think we should just give a round of applause to Kevin and Aquila Promotions for putting on this event. I mean, from fight one till the main fight, stacked opponents, very good boxers, and yeah, and very well dressed host. Not many can pull off a green suit, so well done to you. Thank you, brother. And yeah, going back to your question, main event again, probably my third one, I think, or fourth one. Can't keep track at this moment. I'm very humble to be in this position. Thanks to God for him. He helped me a lot through everything. And just can't wait to put on a show. I mean, they know when Kaine fights, it's always a show.
Yes sir, yes sir, it's going to be a big show definitely, and you've got a lot of big sponsors backing you. What do you think of joining such a big promotion with such big sponsors?
No, definitely, I mean, big people, big corporate companies, with Kevin included. I mean, you have to put on your A game. I mean, if the press conference looks like this, just imagine how the tournament's going to be. So you have to put on a good show, and then maybe, who knows, you can work with them one day in the future or whatever. But yeah, just credit to Kevin for putting me on the bill, putting me in, squeezing me in, and then just fight night 15th of March. Can't wait to showcase my talent.
Kevin, question for you right now. How does it feel getting an immediate nod from such a high talent to join your promotion on the very first card?
It's great to have Kaine Fourie on my card. Obviously, he fought on my undercard once before, if I'm not mistaken, and he beat Lusanda Kumanisi, who's a very good fighter. I always rated him highly, the Mexican, he was his alias. But this has been made possible thanks to Gert Stradum and Colin Nathan. You know, when I reached out to them, I said, I want something special for my first fight. You know, we've got good fighters, great fighters like Boyd Allen on, SD Papers, Creed Moyle. Who else can we add on that doesn't have a fight currently? And this man's name came up, and it wasn't even a question to offer him the fight. He accepted it, and thanks to Colin and Gert for being in agreement. You know, obviously, Kaine Fourie is managed by Gert and No Doubt Management, and he's had a lot of his fights on Boxing 5 promotions, but this is just yet another example how promoters and people can work together in order to give fighters opportunity. It's the only way it's going to work. I always tell people, if you had to say to me as a promoter, would you sign Kaine Fourie? Well, I can't. I'm doing him an injustice if I do. I only have 4 shows a year. I can't fight him on all 4. So by signing this man is an injustice. So give everybody an opportunity, and that's what we need to do in South Africa. Give fighters, if he can fight next 2 months on a Boxing 5 promotion or a legacy promotion, why not? Because this man needs to keep busy. He's at a point in his career, he wants to go for world titles. How does he get there? Win. That's the only way you get there. Inactivity at this stage is not just a killer, it's a cancer, and it cannot happen. So grateful to have Kaine on the card.
I think also grateful to you, let's give the man next to you is already Gauteng Commissioner. Thank you so much for joining us once again. We've been quiet with you the whole time. We've been on stage just watching the proceedings. But now look, it's time to ask you a few questions, very critical questions. Apart from the conference we had with the minister, you know, which we will talk about a bit later on. How do you feel about what Kevin has done to make this event possible?
All right, thank you, Khoto, and thank you to everybody for coming, and humble greetings, all protocol observed. Firstly, I must thank Kevin for being a man of his word. You know, sometime last year he said, I'm coming on board, and when I come to promote, watch my first show, and it goes without saying that he has proven. I mean, we look at the fight card. I mean, this is one boxing tournament that is evenly matched. one can't even predict from the top of his head as to who will win. I mean, from bout one till to the last, it can go either way. You know, it's always boring to find a tournament where I can predict the 80% of the results prior to the guys stepping into the ring. So Kevin has done justice to the sport. He obviously has brought people together. I look at the promoters as well, the executive of the interim structure of Gauteng. They're here to support Kevin, proving that he's a man that can work with everybody.
Kevin, let's just talk to you real quick. Flox has worked very, very closely with you over the past 3 months. I'm sure much longer than that, even he talks about since last year. What's the relationship been like, especially as a new player in the industry and leading up to the 15th, your very first tournament?
Look, obviously, when I came on board as a face and ambassador of Aquila Boxing Promotions, I made it clear to everybody, this is what I want to do and this is what I want to endorse. I'm endorsing Aquila Boxing Promotions, which is backed by phenomenal people, and Boxing South Africa, the new board, the minister, Flox, Mandla, Tolo, all the necessary people backed my vision, because essentially they saw further than what anyone else can see, is about providing a platform. And I keep saying that and I sound like a stuck record, but it's the truth. We're just another platform in a terrific horse race. You know, we have a lot of horses in the race, but there's only the top 5 who we know are running at Ascot, and that's where we want to be, alongside the top promoters in the country, about providing opportunities. And I can't keep stressing it to sound like a stuck record, but it's just, that's the bottom line, providing opportunity and giving blue chip companies who back us maximum exposure.
Thank you, Jack. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open up the floor for a few questions. Kevin, you ready? All right, Flox. All right, Kaine, we're going to keep you on the stage actually as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's open up the floor for a few questions. Anybody first? With a very exciting, nobody rush. Don't rush now.
Fighters. Each and every fighter who has been on the platform has been saying, I want to thank Kevin. Baloy says, I trusted my guts. December, there was a feeling that I'm going to fight in Jan. It's 7. What does that say to you? Because definitely we haven't staged your tournament, but already all these fighters are singing your praises.
You know what? It's just these are my colleagues. These are my fellow fighters in the ranks. These are the guys that they're my colleagues essentially. So it's kind of hard sort to see when tournaments are meant to happen, but they fall through because there's no funding or because there's no planning that's gone into it. So what's nice is that these fighters have an opportunity and they're grateful that they get to fight. But I think by thanking me, they're thanking my blue chip sponsors that are behind the event. You know, obviously World Sports Betting, Tigris Wealth, Gabba, JCP Steel Roofing, and all the associate small sponsors. Every person you see on this banner, Supersport, the World of Champions for broadcasting this. Our strategic partnership with them is phenomenal. You know, coming on board to give me an opportunity. It's all about being young, innovative, dynamic, and creative, and that's essentially what we're doing. You know, boxing is no secret. It's not hard. When I say it's not hard, don't correct me when I'm wrong here, but it's a hard, lonely sport. But what does a fighter do? His duty is to train hard, to run, to get the sparring in, to listen to his trainer. That's not the hard part. The hard part is showing up on fight night and doing all the other stuff. And seeing it from a fighter's point of view in the corner, I said, right, this is where we're lacking in the country. This is what we need to do. How am I going to make my fellow colleagues, managers and trainers, put them in a better position? Well, the only true reality of developing the sport is creating a platform for people to fight on.
Taking any more questions? For anybody? Kaine as well? That's Mike.
Sorry. Thanks. This is on another level, Kevin. We all know what's been said here about boxing coming back. But what boxing in South Africa really needs now is 2 superstars in the ring. We all know the farce around Tommy Oosthuizen and the last 2 years, what's happening to him. We all know that he's been calling you out since whenever. Is that fight on? Is it a possibility?
Well, the fight can't be on. Let me tell you why. About a month ago, I asked BSA, I said, is Tommy licensed? Is he able to fight? The answer was no. So no, the fight can't be on. He doesn't have a license. He's obviously dealing with a lot of things that he's got to deal with. I've always rated Tommy Oosthuizen as a terrific, talented fighter. Probably one of the country's most talented. When the marbles were down, he couldn't keep the marbles together. So at the end of the day, would I fight Tommy? Would it make sense? Yes and no, it does nothing for me right now. I have a WBC World Title fight on Legacy Promotions. I need to win that fight. Then we look at Saudi Arabia, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I want to earn dollars and pounds. I've worked very hard in this sport. I've worked very hard in the sport. So as talented and as special as Tommy Oosthuizen was, I'm a strong man. I'll beat him to pieces.
I just have a follow-up to that. Sorry? I just have a follow-up. If he's able to get back, will that fight be on?
Put it this way. Tommy last fought, if I'm not mistaken, in 24, when guys? 2022. So what has he done to earn a shot at Kevin Lerena? What has he done? I've been working hard, grinding, getting my head knocked into the fifth row by Dubois, fighting Justice Hooney, and we're here. What has he done? He's
world champion.
Correct. And his last 5 fights, I think his opponent had a combined loss record of 30 losses. Come on, has he deserved the shot at me? No. Thank you.
Thanks for the answer.
As much hype as it is, I made the biggest mistake of answering to his hype. But at the end of the day, Tommy's got to sort out his things, and I wish him all the best, because boxing's a hard, lonely sport. Everybody needs to eat. Everybody needs to survive. So I wish him all the best. But when you try to tarnish my name or throw my name and try to drag it through the mud, you're going to have a very big problem. So be careful what you say.
Thank you, Chef. Any more questions?
Thank you. I would like to ask. Okay, guys. Also, I was thinking, Kevin, this is big, right? And obviously, for the boxers, it's too big. I just have a question for 2 boxers, JJ and his opponent. What does this fight mean to both of you guys? Because JJ, a former South African champion. Bonogwana is a former WBF champion. So I know it's a big fight. So what does it mean to both of you, whoever that wins the fight?
Is JJ here? Where's Tato? Would you like to answer that from there, JJ?
To answer your question, my bro, I remember it was in 2021, right? When Tato fought with Mantengo for the SA, and then I was mandatory for the champion, right? And I fought Mantengo, I beat Mantengo. The argument between the promoters that time was Tato and I will immediately fight for the SA, and I think he's there to answer for himself as well. And him and his teammate promoter, I think it was Dita then, they never replied back to my promoter. So I think I've answered your question.
All right, thank you, Nomeva. Any more questions? 1 or 2 more minutes before we start closing up. Okay, Captain Charisma, would you like to answer?
What was the question?
All right, so the question from Nomeva was, what does this fight mean to you between yourself and JJ? What does it really mean to you?
Nothing, it's just boxing.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boxing is back and the storm has brewed.